Good morning, sixth grade students. I hope that you are doing well. I hope you guys had a great weekend, some time to relax and some time to rest, and looking forward to another week of remote learning. So, for today in religion, we're going to be learning about the picture that you see right before you, and that is Jesus at the Sea of Tiberias when he showed himself to his disciples for the second time. For some of them, for the first time. Some of them for the second time. And this is a really, really cool story about God's mercy for us. And so, with that, I'm going to start off with a devotion, and then I'll pray, and then I'll kind of guide you for a couple minutes through your religion book. So, with that, let's go ahead and let's read and listen to our devotion. "Why are you so quiet tonight, Jillian?" said Mom as she sat down beside her. "I'm not." Jillian seemed defensive. "Well, you barely said a whole sentence at dinner this evening," Mom said cautiously. "Well, never mind. It's really no big deal." Jillian's eyes blinked fast now. "Okay, just let me know if you want to talk." Mom seemed puzzled. Or or I suppose I could call Lizzie." "Mom, you wouldn't do that." Jillian crossed her arms. "Seriously?" "Well, I need to find out sooner or later," Mom reasoned. "Okay, but Lizzie's actually the problem." "How is Lizzie the problem?" Mom was curious now. "Well, Lizzie and I were talking with some eighth graders at recess, and they said that they were having a sleepover Saturday night, and they didn't care if they went to church on Sunday or not. Then Lizzie jumped in and said she hates going to church. And that's when Jillian paused. "Well, that's when I said I don't want to go to church either. It's like I denied God just to be cool. I don't really feel that way, though, honest." "I know, Jillian. I know. Try to remember that being with cool kids is never an excuse to lie or deny God." "I know," Jillian sniffed. "Why don't we pray about this?" Mom put her arm around her. "No sin is too big for God to forgive, okay?" "Okay, you start, Mom." Mom and Jillian began to pray, and Jillian's smile returned quickly as the load of sin was lifted off of her heart. So this devotion is a devotion in which we look at Jillian who sinned, and she thought her sin was too big. But the cool thing about our story today that you're going to be learning about in your religion book lesson is that Jesus shows mercy. And there are two types of mercy that Jesus will show. And there are two mercies that I want to talk about in your religion book. And the two, if you look in your religion book on page 186 and page number 169, those two areas where it says mercy one and mercy two. First, mercy is serving those with physical needs. So people that have any kind of needs, we can show them mercy by giving and helping them with those things. And Jesus does that through healing, through uh, giving us the physical things that we have in our lives. Then if you flip over on the other side of our religion book, mercy two, serving those with spiritual needs. And this is where you and I also come into play, where we have physical needs that God gives, but then also we have those spiritual needs because we're all sinners. And we need that mercy and that forgiveness, and glory be to God that we're given that. In our story, you're going to see that Peter was one of the disciples who thought, "There's no way I can be forgiven. I denied you 3 times, Jesus, before you died. I denied you 3 times. I can't be forgiven for that." But Jesus does forgive, and Jesus does show Peter that I want you to lead my church. And that's actually what would happen is Jesus would anoint Peter to become the leader of the church as it would grow. When Jesus will ascend into heaven, and as he ascends into heaven, and as Jesus ascends into heaven, Peter is going to lead, and he says, "Feed my sheep, feed my sheep." So your job today is to work through lesson number 81, Jesus at the Sea of Tiberias, and complete the worksheet as well. Also, there's an Ed Puzzle video with the skit guys I'd love for you guys to watch today. So God's blessings, and have a great day, sixth grade.